What's up, YouTube fam? It's me. Well, I am in Keene, New Hampshire today. I got here earlier this morning, and it's a nice little town. What a beautiful ride. Let me tell you, getting up here was absolutely beautiful. Man, the snow and the frozen lakes, and it's absolutely gorgeous up here. It's nothing like back home. It's just the mountains and everything is absolutely gorgeous. I wish I would have took a bunch more pictures to post and everything. I've got the truck outside. I've got a load of steel on it. For y'all that don't know, I run a hot shot business. I just started the business about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I'm excited about it. I'm just staying faithful, staying patient, and taking my time. Let me tell you, it's not easy, and I'm learning a lot. So every day is a challenge. A lot of times I call Heather 4 and 5 times a day, and I'm in a panic. And Heather she'll ask me. She'll say, "Well, have you learned something from this situation?" I say, "Yeah," and she say, "Well, that's all you can ask. You're doing great. So, and keep up the good work." I know I probably bug her to death with it, but I'm in a hotel room. I just did an AA meeting. It's my second AA meeting that I've ever done, and I do it virtual. I do it on a meeting app called. Let me see. I can look on the. It's a meeting. Give me 1 second. It's called Meeting Guide. I don't know if you can see it right here on my phone. It's the little blue chair, but it's called Meeting Guide, and there is meetings everywhere. There's virtual meetings. There is meetings that you can go to. I'm doing my reset, so I'm not really supposed to drive or anything. Wouldn't you know it? I parked right next to a liquor store, but I hadn't drank today. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't that successful on my last reset, but praise the Lord, one day at a time. Hey guys, I wanted to tell you a story and maybe give you a little bit of inspiration. I wanted to tell you about the time that I got locked up, and I've always read the Bible and I listen to a lot of stuff, and they tell you to reset your mind, to change your mind, to change your habits, to the Bible talks about renewing of the mind. And so I got locked up, and I think I did like 8 months. And let me tell you, I poured in. I poured in. I poured in. I poured in. I read books. I poured in. I prayed. I read the Bible. I just did everything that I could to reset my mind for 8 months straight. And I got out on Christmas Eve, right about 13 years ago, I think. I got out of jail. I did a little bit of time in prison. I know when I say that, everybody's like, how long did you do in prison? What prison did you go to? Look, I went to the county camp in Gwinnett County. I didn't do but about a month and a half in the prison. They only sent me there because I had been sentenced, and I think it's cheaper for them. So I did a little bit of time in prison, and I went in the county camp, and then they sent me over to Winder Barrow, and I got out there. Christmas Eve, my ex-wife Wendy, she picked me up with the kids. The kids were little back then. Amber would have been 4, and Haley was 2.5, 3 years old. And like I said, I had poured and poured and poured the word and the renewing of my mind, and I did everything that I could. I tried to stay away from the people that were doing stupid stuff in there, and I was sick of being locked up. I was getting locked up every 3 to 6 months, doing 3 to 6 months every time, and it was just awful. And I was sick of it. I was ready to be a dad. I was ready to be a husband. I was ready to do things right. And I got out Christmas Eve 13 years ago. And Wendy and the girls picked me up, and they took me to Mama's house. It was the only place I had to go. And they spent a few hours with me. That Wendy and the girls spent a few hours with me. And then she told me, she said, "All right, we're leaving. Me and the girls are leaving, and maybe we'll see you in a week or two." We were working on our marriage, and we'll see what happens. I walked them outside, put the kids in the car and tell everybody bye. And when I got back in the house, after all that work and everything that I did, I got back in the house and Mama was on the phone with one of the drug dealers. And she handed me the phone. She said, "Here, your friends want to talk to you." I had been clean for 8 months. I had been studying, been renewing my mind. And the day that I got out, the enemy was right there waiting. And I ain't saying nothing bad about Mama, but she handed the phone to me, and it was the dope dealer that I used to buy all my dope from. And he told me, he said, "Hey man, it's Christmas Eve. You gonna come over and hang out with me or what?" And I said, "Yeah. I mean, what's up?" I said, "I ain't gonna do no dope, but I said, yeah, I'll come hang out with you." And I went over there, and he come over and picked me up. And as soon as I got in the car, he had it in his hand. It was right there. And the day that I got out, I studied day and night, renewing my mind, and it all went to shit within a few hours of being out. That's the way the enemy does. That's the way the enemy does. The enemy, he waits on you, and it's what I knew. It's when I got locked up, it's exactly what I was doing. I was over there hanging out with him every day, and I did it for 2 weeks. And I remember seeing Wendy and the girls again, and my littlest one, Haley, like I said, she was about 2.5, about 2.5 or so at the time, and maybe 2 years old. And that little girl looked at me, and she said, "Daddy, you need to be good." And that was all she wrote. I quit. I quit doing it that day. I ain't gonna say I didn't ever do it again. I did. I had one relapse about 7 years ago. I did some one day, and I ain't never touched it again. But it's one addiction at a time. I've been through alcohol and weed and all kinds of stuff like that since then. Guys, the reason of my story is, I'm gonna tell you, it don't matter how hard you work. You got to keep on working. You got to keep working it every day, because the devil don't take a day off. The enemy don't take a day off, and as soon as you least suspect it, anytime he's gonna be there knocking on that door or throwing something, using somebody to try to get a hold of you. And I just want to tell you to always stay on your guard. I didn't know that it was as important as it is to go to meetings and have a sponsor. And I feel full of energy right now. I feel full. Like I said, I just got through with a meeting, and I did it virtually, and it was really nice. We were talking about. I did an AA meeting. We were talking about the first drink. I remember my house is right next to a liquor store. My house is 300 yards from a liquor store. I pass it every day, several times a day. And I used to stop at it several times a day. And it would always start with that one. I used to tell myself, I said, look, I can handle 4 shots and I'll be fine, and I ain't gonna do no more. And I'd stop at the liquor store and I'd get me 4 shots, and I'd have all 4 of them gone by the time I got to the house. And I said, it's 300 yards away. I'd get out, smoke a cigarette, start up the lawnmower, cut 3 or 4 rounds in the yard. I'd get back in the truck and go get 4 or 5 more. And sometimes it was good, sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes I'd get ill. But most of the time I'd start cussing like crazy, just in the everyday things that I talk, and I just wasn't me, and wake up feeling like crap, and not performing at my best at work, and all that kind of stuff. But my point is here is you just don't even do one. I'm an alcoholic. I can't do one. I have a hard time having one drink. If I'm out with a whole bunch of friends, sometimes we do stuff, we tailgate, and I know that I can act a fool, and so I can have 4 or 5 and I'm fine, because I don't want anybody that doesn't know me. But me around the house, I do whatever I used to do whatever I want. I remember going out with a friend, Chris, and another guy. I can't right off remember his name. And I remember I got blackout drunk, and I parked in somebody's front yard and started walking home. And Heather come pick me up. I didn't remember nothing. I know that the next day, that's when I quit. I quit for 3 years after that incident. I'm real lucky I didn't end up in jail again. But that's one thing. That's one thing that's important, guys. Is you may be using a little bit right now, and you may be trying to quit. You may be using this or drinking this or doing this, and it's going to catch up to you one day. And 90% of the time, I think 90% of the time, when people quit doing something, it takes something crazy happening. They end up in jail, they lose their family, they're in a divorce or something like that. But I'm telling you, there's a pretty good ingredients to it. If you can, take it one day at a time, and go to a meeting every day, and get a sponsor and talk to people. I went to a meeting a while ago, and I've got several people that wanted my phone number just to talk and help me stay clean. And they take it serious in there. I did Celebrate Recovery for a long time, and it's okay, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm kind of digging this AA thing. It's personal. They get personal with it. I like it, and I ain't got to go nowhere. It's virtual. There's 5 or 6 virtual meetings a day, and this one was at 6 o'clock, and I'll probably get in with it tomorrow. I really enjoyed talking to the guys. I enjoyed the word, and some people aren't all about the holy stuff, but hey, that's neither here nor there. Everybody does their own thing. I'm not gonna knock what works for some people, and I'll just let you know that I share my story. I share my advice. What works for me may not work for you. What I usually suggest in these videos is put something in the comments. If you like the videos, subscribe. I'm trying to get to do where I can do live videos, but I don't have enough followers yet, which ain't a big deal. I hope y'all don't judge me, but I don't edit these things. This is real life. I don't edit these things. I make a video and I share my story. This is my real story. This is who I am. And I'm just here to help. I'd sit there and ask God for years. I said, God, why me? Why me? God said, I'm going to let you endure stuff so that you can help people. And that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, my name's Dakota Howell. I'm on Facebook. You can find me on Messenger, Facebook. If you need anything, you need some advice, if you want to know about Hot Shot, you want to know about, being sober, if you want to help me write a book, let me know. I'd be glad to help in any way that I can. I don't do this for any money or anything like that. I'm just another sober guy, one day at a time, trying to help another person out, boy, girl, whatever. God spared my life, and all I can do is try to give my life to help somebody else make it through one day at a time. So that's my story for today. I'm gonna relax and watch some TV and enjoy not being in that truck for a little while. And I hope that you like and follow. Leave some comments in there of what helps you. That's one thing. If you can, if you're watching the video, and you're struggling, go to the comments and see if see some things that may help you. Give some coping tools or something like that. Me, I like to go to the gym. I like to get up every morning. One thing that I do is I like to get them endorphins pumping. That's what the alcohol and the drugs used to do for me. They used to amp my endorphins and everything. So I get up and I go for a good workout, and it gets me. I don't have any cravings or anything all day long most of the time, because I got my fix. For some reason, I like to work out. I like to fish. There's a lot of things I like to do. So I really appreciate y'all watching, and I'll be on here tomorrow with another video, and I'll holler at y'all later. Have a good night.